What's up, y'all? Capone Town Tony here, and welcome to another Ever Crisis video. So, Wednesday, new content drop. We got a few things in the noses here. Obviously, the new Cloud and Red 13 banner, which I will go into here in a second. The Loveless event for Rebirth, the crossover. They didn't add anything to the event. They just added like new materials that you can redeem with like your currency. So there, I mean, I know a lot of people are probably already redeemed everything in the shop, but you can get more things in those exchanges now. So that is pretty cool. If you're already done farming the event, you can farm some more stuff now. Gallon Balor Humus Hunt is ready to go. The critical threat. So yeah, they're gonna have critical threat 1 and critical threat 2 crash battles. So there's that, and then guild battle. Ranking guild battle number 8 is now on, which I already took a peek at this. It's literally guild battle 2, but they just changed the armory characters and the armory effects around, and they added a stage 6, and that's all they did. So yeah, yeah, kind of lazy, but you know, it is what it is. But yeah, I'll go into the banner now, which is the point of this video. This is a feature banner, by the way. It is not limited, thank goodness. Isn't that amazing? We don't have a limited banner this week, guys. It's, you know, it's, you got to celebrate times like this. But in my opinion, I think this is an easy skip all around. Just to tell y'all, like, you know, straight up, I think it's a pretty easy skip. Cloud and Red 13, they both got pretty good weapons. Cloud's costumes, like, yeah, it's okay. But I just want to get it out of the way that it is an easy skip because, you know, we do have 1.5 year anniversary coming up soon. Other limited banners you can draw on instead if you want to do that. But yeah, I think this is a pretty easy skip. But I will tell you reasons why these weapons are pretty good and why I am happy they added them to the game. But first, let's go to Cloud's Mystic Coat. This thing actually looks pretty freaking badass. I love the color scheme here, the all black coat, the red, the brown is kind of weird, but you know, I think the sword looks incredible. I remember this was like called the Cetra sword, and yeah, you can kind of see why, because it has that Cetra glow to it. But it's called the Mystic Sword. It does the Force Stream, and at OB0 it does 260% magic non-elemental damage, so it is a magic weapon, so Cloud's getting more magic weapons now, so there's that. 3 ATB, by the way, 3 ATB, very nice. Magic attack is decreased mid to mid when 70% HP or more. Physical attack is decreased mid, and our abilities are boost attack and ability potency. PATK and MATK and sigil boost, so you can use this weapon with your physical attack builds as well, based on the R abilities, so that is pretty nice. At OB1, we go to 300% damage, magic non-elemental, and then we get magic attack is decreased. Same thing, mid to mid, physical attack mid to mid, but the duration's a little bit longer. OB6 is where the weapon really shines, where you get magic attack high decrease, and you get physical attack high decrease with one swipe. 3 ATB, that's actually pretty freaking sick. 54-27 on the R abilities. Really good R abilities on the like for an offhand weapon for Cloud. So yeah, double debuffing. This is like Sun Umbrella for Aerith. You remember Sun Umbrella, how like beastly that was? Well, that was like physical defense and magic defense now. But this is physical attack and magic attack. It's like a single target Kuja, I guess. Kuja Blade, Electro Cannon, things like that. But damn, 3 ATB is really good. 609 magic attack. Then you go to OB10. Damage, you know, doesn't really matter, but yeah, magic attack, physical attack down, high, really, really nice. 62-39, so yeah, really, really good R ability weapon for Cloud, while also being a great debuffing weapon, like, you know, a weapon that you'd probably use right before the boss gets off a big attack or something, you know. Really, really nice to have, but you don't really use Cloud as a debuffer, but on the off chance where all your other characters are doing some other kind of utility and whatnot, Cloud could be the physical or magic attack debuffer in the battle. You know, this weapon can have its moments, and it's cool because the R abilities are really, really good. These R abilities can go with any kind of ability it has, you know, physical or magical, but it does favor magic because it does have a higher magic attack stat, but you can use brands to get the physical attack up if you want to use it for that as well. So yeah, I think this is a great weapon. I'm glad they're adding it to the game. You know, it's giving Cloud more versatility. He doesn't have anything that's kind of like I think he does have like one weapon that's like PATK AOE down or something like that. But yeah, that weapon sucks. But this one offers a lot more versatility. 3 ATB again, really, really nice to have. And good R abilities. So yeah, it just gives Cloud more versatility, and also it gives him more weapons in the freaking draw. I know if you're like me, a lot of day one players, or just early players in this game, you're probably getting more OB10 weapons than not OB10 weapons at this point when you do your like daily 10 pulls and your free ticket draws and whatnot. It's great that we're getting more featured weapons, especially for Cloud, who does not have a lot. He doesn't get a lot of featured banners. A lot of his banners are limited weapons. So I'm glad they're adding this game, and yeah, I think it's a great weapon. I don't think it's worth pulling on this banner for, but I will probably eventually wishlist it because I think it is a good offhand weapon, and plus M-attack, P-attack down, one swipe, 3 ATB. Again, really, really good. The costume itself, though, I should have just went over the costume first. It is physical and magic ward, 15%. So this is like the same thing that Vincent got recently. 60% buff debuff. So I think these are both pretty good. I just don't think they're great on a character like Cloud, who most of the time you're just using as a DPS, right? I don't think hardly anyone's using Cloud as a buffer and a debuffer. He has the capability of doing it. He does have a healing sword, the crystal sword. He has the monster, the Halloween sword, that does magic defense up AoE also. So he does have buffing and debuffing weapons, including especially this new weapon. I just don't think you're going to ever really use Cloud as a buffer or debuffer as like his main role, right? He's best used as a DPS. But you know, with this costume, you do give him more options. But because of what I said, he's more of a DPS, I think that makes this costume very easily skippable, unless you just love the aesthetic, which I think the aesthetic does look really well, and you just love Cloud. You know, that's enough reason for you to pull as well. You know, gotta pull for your husbandos and your waifus, right? So yeah, for me personally though, I think it's an easy skip. But Cloud is not the only one on this banner. We also got Red 13, and he got the Brilliant Collar. He didn't get a costume, but this weapon right here is the real star of the banner, in my opinion. At 4 ATB, we get magic attack increase, low to high, or low to mid, 7% HP or more. We get wind damages increased, low to mid. So this is the first weapon in the game, I believe, that does a wind boosting, that boosts other characters' wind damage. So that is actually really good. And obviously it's tying right into guild battle. And if you want to do extremely well in this guild battle, I think this is going to be a great weapon. Even if you can just get one copy, like just pull like a blue or a purple and then just use weapon parts, you could do that as well. I was thinking about doing that at first, but then I saw the guild battle, and I am 100%ing stage 3 with an OB3 Cloud and a Aurora Blow Tifa. So I think Aerith is a great support in guild battle because she can do magic attack up AoE, magic defense down AoE with her New Year's weapon, and then she has the floral wand that can do wind resistance down high. So that's the support I'm using for guild battle. If you don't have a really built out Aerith, then you could possibly use Red 13, because his weapon at OB6 here, it does mid to high for the magic attack and mid to high for the wind boost. So if you have a double DPS, say you run this weapon and you have a double DPS like Cloud, obviously he's the strongest magic wind damage dealer, and then you have someone like a Yuffie who does utility as well as damage. She has that I forgot the bell weapon. Yeah, it does magic defense down and wind resistance down, so as well as damage. So yeah, I think the best team is probably Yuffie, Red, and Cloud, based on what I'm thinking of right now. But I don't think it's super necessary if you have a really good support Aerith, and it just depends on what stages you're doing anyway. If you can't really do really well on stage 6 or 5 or 6, then you don't really have to sweat pulling this, I don't think. It just depends how serious your guild is, right? So yeah, I think it's a great weapon, but it is, not limited, so you can wishlist this and Cloud's Weapon anytime you want. Also, yeah, our abilities boost HP and heal, so, and it has an all cure slot. So yeah, this is a great weapon all around. And it's mid to high on the MATK and wind potency. Matt's weapon is pretty similar to this. But it does fire boosts, magic attack and fire boost. But his went low to high on OB6. So this goes mid to high. So that's actually really nice. It saves you 1 extra 4 ATB cast. So when he's done using this, then Red 13 can do something else. So in his offhand, he could possibly run his magic wind weapon. I think he has a magic wind weapon that does magic wind damage and defense down. He also can use Silver Collar that does wind resistance down. Right. I can just show you the wish list to kind of illustrate this better. So for Red 13, if you ran this new weapon in the offhand, you could run this Silver Collar because it does wind resistance down, 3 ATB. So that's a good combination there. He's gonna be a great support in guild battle or just any kind of wind weak content. And the other weapon is this one right here, which is the Canyon Collar. So this one does up to 500% magic wind damage AoE, and it does magic defenses decreased with 2 casts, so it goes mid to high. So, and it has really good R abilities too. So yeah, this weapon probably in the main hand if you're going to be running him as your main support / healer. That all cure slot is actually really nice. And then you can run Ivy Collar or this weapon. So, but not Ivy Collar, but Silver Collar does the same thing. It also has like all cure slots. So you could, depending on if you want higher buff debuff, you could run this in the main hand, then run this in the offhand. Or if you just want more HP, then you can run this in the main hand, right? Depends on what you want. Or you can run this in the main hand and run this in the offhand, right? It's a combination of these 3 weapons here that you would kind of use if you want to use this for guild battle. So yeah, Red 13, a very good weapon. Personally, I'm not going to pull on it. I think I will wishlist it later though, because like I said, there's no other character in the game that can do wind damage increase at the moment. And it does MATK at the same time, which is really, really cool. So 2 AoE buffs with 4 ATBs are really, really nice. So Red 13, man, he's a utility beast. Really, really good character. MATK Up AOE. He has magic defense up AOE with a heal. Double elemental resistance down. Magic defense down with damage. Ivy Collar, another double resistance down weapon. Thunder resist down. Magic defense up. So Red 13, he is a utility monster. Really, really good character. So yeah, that's really good. And Cloud's weapon. That's obviously you're going to just pair that with pretty much any of his weapons, probably like any DPS weapon, or if you just want to make Cloud into a utility character where he doesn't do any damage and just does utility, you could do Bandage Sword with a new weapon. You could do you can make him a healer, use this weapon. AoE heals with Cloud while also doing physical and magic attack down. You could do Hard Edge, does physical defense down. So yeah, that's pretty much it. But I'd say most of the time you're going to be running his like main DPS weapon in the main hand and then his new weapon in the offhand. So yeah, that's how I see it. But yeah, that kind of covers it for this banner. Also, Barret's missing scores here. So if you're like someone that's like on the edge where it's like, oh man, I only need like 5 more draws or 6 more draws for the pity, then you could also pull on this banner. It might be the last banner that Barret's weapon appears on here, because it's been 4, and I think it's been usually 4 banners before the ultimate weapon disappears. So yeah, you could pull on this banner to get like a copy, or just get the costume for Cloud if you like how it looks or whatever, or if you just want to get a copy of Red or Cloud's weapon, or Red weapon specifically if you want it for guild battle. You know, just giving you reasons why you could pull, just so you can get missing score, because I think this ultimate weapon is really fantastic for Barret. So if you like are on the edge of the pity, you could just pull on one of these crossover banners, or you have the option of pulling on this banner as well. So yeah, I think it's a decent banner, but also very easily skippable, like I said, because of what's to come. 1.5 year anniversary is going to be a nice power creep. Usually these half anniversaries, full anniversaries are when new meta is possibly introduced to the game. Big power creeps to damage and whatever, you know. So I always think it's wise to wait for that instead. Feature banner is nice to see though, because you know we've gotten so many limited banners and it gets very, very tiring. And I'm glad these weapons are going to be added to eventually the draw and the weapon exchange. So that is cool at least. So yeah, if you're going to be wishlisting and you want to wishlist for a guild battle, then yeah, like I said, get Cloud's weapon. I think I had a wishlist here. So yeah, no, this is what I drew on Barret. So yeah, if you want to do good in guild battle, you would probably run like a Holiday Blade for Cloud. If your Yuffie is built pretty well, this is a great weapon because you're doing damage with wind resist decrease and magic defense decrease at the same time. If you have a built-out Aerith, you could run her for guild battle, but I personally like her more. Yeah, you can get her Prism Rod for damage, but I personally like her more because I have her New Year's weapon, and I have Floral Wand, both over OB6. Both, yeah, really, really good to support 2 other DPS characters. So yeah, those are probably the main weapons you could wishlist here for. If you want to use Aerith more as a support, you can wishlist Prism Rod. If you want to use her for DPS, Prism Rod. I mean, Floral Wand for support or Prism Rod for DPS. Cloud, obviously. This weapon is still really strong, even at like OB3. I have this at OB3 and I'm doing pretty good damage, you know, 620 with times 1.2. So I mean, it's no slouch. And then you have Yuffie, like I said. If you have Arcanum and this weapon at OB6, really, really good. Even if it's low to high on these 2 debuffs, it's, you know, she's going to be constantly attacking. So, you know, you're going to just keep adding to the duration on these debuffs when they get applied. So, I mean, really, really nice. All right, I think that kind of covers it for this banner. Like I said, I think it's very easily skippable, but you do have until March 6th to make a decision if you want to pull on this or not. Half anniversary right around the corner. I think it's like probably a week after this, possibly, or it might be sooner. I don't even know. We will see. But yeah, I think that's all I got for this video. If y'all enjoy my Ever Crisis content, please give this video a like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all on the next one. Later.